Okay, here we go. Good morning. So we're here for Power Flow today. Let's let's get to it. So thank you everyone. Now, it's the bookend of the week. So Power Flow today. Let's come right into. Let's start in a tabletop position actually. So come right down, tabletop position. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And then take your feet out. They should be hip width distance apart. Now push your hips all the way back, kind of like a frog position. Almost a frog. Bring your forehead onto your mat. Now it's always nice to have a block readily accessible if you tend to use one for your practice. Notice how it feels to be on your mat this morning. Now, as you have your forehead connecting with the mat, crawl your fingertips forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale to pull your belly into your spine. Just notice how this feels to add just a little bit of traction, walking your hands forward. And then stay on your fingertips. Press the hips all the way back. All right, make your way on up to tabletop position. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and do a few circles with your shoulders right over the wrists. I'm just warming up the wrists for today. And then change the direction, go the other way. So the week is nicely balanced with these bookends, power on Monday, power on Friday, slow flow during the week. So we have this nice yang yin energy. And yeah, it would just be really sweet to get into a deeper yin practice as well throughout the weekend. So there will be a yin and yoga nidra in the near future. So that'll be really good. All right, so as you have the toes curled under, just lift your knees 2 inches off the mat. And while you're here, press the floor away. Lengthen your chest. Breathe deep. Good. Just notice how this feels to wake up your entire body. Good. Full inhale. Now exhale, press your hips back to your heels. Keep the knees hovering. Good. And then come all the way through. Come into an upward dog. Press through. You might even need to uncurl the toes. Open the chest. Okay, come right back. Curl the toes under. Hover the knees. Stay here. Breathe. Okay, see if you could just play with a cat-cow here first. So cat, cow. Or this is cat. This is cow. Sorry. So as we go from shape to shape, now the next one, pull yourself all the way through, upward dog. Good. All right. Now lift your hips up and back. Come right into your downward dog shape. Good. Feel a little bit of heat in the body. And we'll do that one more time. So set the knees onto the mat first. Find the appropriate position in the hands. If your feet have traveled a bit, come back into tabletop position. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract through the abdomen. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees just 2 inches off the floor. Hover your body. Feel the weight of gravity trying to pull you down. Good. Now take an inhale. Drop the belly. Look up. Exhale, round the spine. Chin to chest. Press up between your shoulder blades. Good. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. And exhale, round through. Now this time, inhale, pull all the way forward, upward facing dog. Exhale to lift your hips, downward dog. Pedal out your feet, take movement into your legs. And now look to your hands, step up to the top of your space, ragdoll, and just hang out here for a moment. Bend your knees generously. Let your head be heavy. You can even grab for the opposite elbows. All right, hands come onto your shins, halfway lift, stretch your chest forward. Bow, exhale. Inhale, reach up, rise all the way up to the top. Hands together in front of your chest. Just take a moment to pause, land, and observe how your breath has changed. You can release your hands to your sides. So just observe your breathing. And get really familiar, get acquainted with the fullness of your breath. Because as we start to move through a flow, we tend to forget about the quality of breathing. We forget about where we are in this moment. So now's a good time to just become very familiar, feel it move into your fronts, your backs, your sides. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Take a full breath in. Exhale, fire up the legs, press the heels into the mat, now into the fronts of the feet as well. And now inhale, reach your arms up, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, hinge from your hips. Hands come onto your shins, halfway lift, stretch your chest. Bow, exhale. Soften the knees, inhale, reach, come right up to the top. Exhale, hands at heart center. All right, breathe in, reach, circle the arms. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Now hands to the mat, step back into high plank position. Rock forward and back on your toes. Now lower your knees to the mat, come all the way down to your tummy. Nice and slow, control the movement. Bring your hands forward and pull your chest forward. Come into a baby cobra or a low cobra. Belly to spine, reach back through your toes. Now hook your pubic bone into the earth. And it's just waking up the spine. And then lower your head, lower your chest, hands under the shoulders, push back tabletop into downward facing dog. Yeah, take a full breath in and a breath out. Look to your hands, step forward, halfway lift on arrival. Bow, exhale. Now bend your knees, sit your hips down low, Ukatasana, powerful pose. Arms could come over your head or you could reach out in front of you. Now the feet are about hip-width distance apart. Imagine you're hugging a block between your thighs. Get lower into your seat. Breathe deep. Now as we start to get a little bit deeper into this active squat, just notice which muscles are firing up. Are we favoring one side over the other? Try to even the weight distribution. Good. Get a little bit lower. Inhale, come up and back, gentle back bend. Exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift to lengthen. Hands to the mat, step back to high plank. Knees to the earth, lower to the belly again. So we'll come right down. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift the heart, pull in through the belly. Lower your chest down, exhale, push back tabletop into downward facing dog. Full breath in. Big breath out. Look up to your hands, step forward. Halfway lift on arrival. Fold, exhale. Bend the knees, sit into your seat, reach your arms up. Now try to bring the hips just a little bit lower. See if you could bring them parallel to your knees. And then work the legs to get stronger. Find the balance in your feet. Good. Now inhale, stretch, come up and back. Gentle back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to high plank. Now this time, lower the knees. Just come down halfway. Half chaturanga. Option to come all the way down to the chest. Inhale, upward facing dog. Pause here. Draw the chest forward. Engage the upper back muscles. Belly to spine. Lift your hips. Downward dog. Full breath in. Big breath out. Good. Now inhale to float the right heel up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Just get into the inner thigh here. Notice how that feels. As you take a big breath in, lengthen out the leg. Exhale, knee to your right tricep. Hold. Okay, so pause here for a moment. And then tap it out to your left wrist. Left wrist. Come onto the inside edge of your left foot. Stretch your right leg out. Pause here for a moment. Breathe. Now reach up, left hand. Take your left arm over your head. Stretch through your side body. Keep pressing the floor away. Lift your hips high. Breathe. Good. Left hand to the earth. Knee to chest. Pull your knee all the way back. Big breath in. Exhale, come forward into a high plank. Lower your toes. Chaturanga, come down halfway. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips. Downward dog. Good. Big breath in. Left heel up. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Keep pressing your left hand down and forward. Lift and lengthen through your body. Inhale to straighten out the left leg. Exhale, knee to your left tricep. Pause, tap. Press the floor away. Good. Keep lifting a little bit of a cat stretch in the upper back. Tap down to your right wrist. Now straighten out the leg. Come onto the inner edge of your right foot. Pause here for a moment. Both hands on the mat. Breathe. Now reach the right arm over your ear. Extend through the fingertips. Keep breathing. Fan out the hand. Turn the baby finger down. Lift the hips high. Good. Right hand comes down, knee to nose. Reach the leg up and back. Exhale to come forward to high plank. Set your toes on the mat, lower down chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Nice slow breath, in and out through the nose. Now look to your hands, step forward. Take your feet to the outside of your hands this time. Turn the toes out slightly. Drop your hips down low, reach the hands forward. Keep your breath moving. So contain the low ribs from dropping. Pull in through the belly, lift your chest. You could bring the hands out to shoulder width or palms together, whichever feels good for you. Pause here, breathe. And then just offer a little bit of a bounce here. So as you lift, notice how this wakes up the thighs, the glutes, the upper parts of the glutes, the glute med they're called. And inhale, rise up, come all the way up, stretch up and back. Exhale, hands to the mat as you fold. Halfway lift, stretch your chest. Take a big step to high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward dog. Inhale the right heel up. Exhale, knee to your left tricep. Shoot the leg out to your left. Drop onto the inner edge. Come into that nice long stretch here as you reach the left arm over your ear. Keep pressing the hips high. Good. Left hand to the mat. Step your foot to the outside of your right hand. Drop your back knee. Pause here. Keep pulling your chest forward. Breathe. Open up your chest. Good. One more breath in. Now on the exhale, curl your back toes under, lift the knee, straighten out your leg, come into pyramid pose. Scissor the hips, right hip back, left hip forward. Now place your left hand either on your block, the mat, or the shin, and place your right hand onto your hip. Just a little pull back through the hip. Keep breathing. Good. All right, hand comes down. Take a step back with your right foot to hover the foot off the floor, high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, both feet on the mat now. Exhale to lift your hips, downward dog. Good, big inhale. Empty, let it go. All right, inhale, left heel up. Exhale, knee to your right wrist. Kick the leg out to the side. Come into your fallen triangle shape. Right hand reaches over your head. Keep pressing the floor away. Breathe deep. Strong through the legs, strong through the hips as you press, lift higher. Good. Right hand comes down, knee tucks into your nose. Now step your foot to the outside of your left hand. Drop your right knee down. Breathe. Pull your chest forward. Get a little bit of a back bend here. As you engage the upper back, draw your chest through the gates of the arms. Good. One more breath in. Exhale, curl your back toes under, lift the knee, step the foot forward, and come into a triangle shape. Or pyramid shape, sorry. And just keep pulling the hips back. Left hip back, right hip forward, scissoring through the legs. Now place your left hand on your hip, option to come up onto your fingertips, block, or shin. Give yourself a little rotation here. Pull the hip back. Lengthen out through your sides. Good. All right, hands come onto the earth. Reach back a little further through the right toes so that when you lift the left leg, you'll come into a hover position. High plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, lift your hips. Downward dog. Breathe in. Sigh, let it go. Good. One more breath in. Exhale, sigh, let it go. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. So you're at the very back of your space. Turn the toes out a little bit. You might even take a wider stance, just like you were in your active squat. Drop your hips down low, hands in front of your chest. Press the elbows into the inside of your knees. Now open up through the heart center. From here, you can stay right here, or you could start to play with coming into crow pose. The hands will come onto your yoga mat, shoulder width distance apart, maybe wider. Fan open through the fingers. Now bend your elbows. Hook your knees onto your triceps, the back of your elbows, and then float your toes off the mat. You could always play with lifting one foot off the mat at a time. You could play with stepping up onto your block. Good. Transfer the weight into your fingertips. Keep breathing. Nice deep breaths. Stay with it. Hug the inner thighs. Good. Toes together if you can. Now set the feet back down. Have a seat. Take a break. Roll out your wrists. Lift your chest. Fingertips to the earth, lift the hips. Heel to the feet back to hip width distance apart. And then slide your hands underneath your feet. Padahastasana. Toes come right to the crease of your wrist. Take a big breath in. And then pull yourself into this forward fold. And with the knees bent, you can feel a nice stretch through the back of the legs. All right. Let the hands come out from underneath your feet. Crawl your way forward. Come back into your high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, lift your hips. Downward dog. Inhale, float the right heel up. Exhale to step forward. Come into crescent lunge. Crescent lunge. Rise up. Okay, so as you find your balance, notice what's going on here. If you're wobbly, the feet are on their own railroad track. Okay, so just nice, soft balance through the spine as well. So if you feel like you're kind of overarching your back, knit the ribs in, pull the ribs in. Good. Reach your arms up to the sky. Take a full breath in. Sink down on the exhale. And as you ground through the center of your front heel, try to keep the toes light. They're still on the mat, but they're lighter. Charge up through the back leg. Now one hand on the tummy, one hand onto your lower back. See if you're collapsing there. So pull the ribs down, lean forward, stay contracted through the belly. Now lift your left leg off the mat. Come into warrior 3. Option to reach the arms out in front of you. Keep breathing. Float the heel up high. Now, the outer hips and the outer muscles tend to be stronger, so keep turning your inner left thigh to the ceiling. Lengthen through your back body. Good. Fingertips will come to the earth. Vertical splits. Use your blocks if the floor is too far away. Float up through the heel. Take a full breath in. Now walk your hands in close to your standing foot. Option for a bind. You could grab hold of your ankle with the right hand first, then the left hand. Keep the top leg active. Sometimes when it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Breathe deep. Now release the ankle if you're holding on to it. Bend your right knee a lot. Tuck your left knee behind the right. Good. And then come all the way down to seated. So come right down. We're in a double cross leg position. Right hand comes behind you. Reach the left arm up. Hook your elbow to the outside of the knee. Take a big breath in. Sit up tall. Twist on the exhale. Good. Lift, reach through the top of your head, and as you exhale, rotate through the shoulders. Good. All right, so come back to the center. Palms come onto your mat to frame your right foot. So we're going to come out of this the same way we entered. Transfer the weight into your foot and your two hands. Lift up and back. Left leg is now back into that vertical split shape. Step back into a high plank. Go through a flow, down dog, or child's pose. All right, other side. Left heel floats. Step forward, come into crescent lunge. Crescent lunge. Inhale to rise. Sink down as you exhale. So the hands on your body are just that conscious effort to really find that connection to engage and stay stronger through the core of your body. So one hand will be sufficient. If you want to bring both hands onto your core or the midsection, you can. We put our hands there oftentimes because that's where we tend to be the most flexible and where we collapse the most. So keep the chest lifted. Legs are strong. Take a breath in. Lean forward. Good. Transfer the weight into your left foot. Right heel floats up. Keep the container active. Now reach your arms forward or back, whatever works for you. Breathe. Keep turning your inner right thigh to the ceiling. Notice the stability in your left leg. Get stronger in the left leg like you're wearing compression socks and they're pulling them right up. Good. Now lightly bring your fingertips to the floor, vertical splits. Take a full inhale. Walk your hands towards your standing foot as you exhale. Inner right thigh turns to the ceiling. Breathing is rich and full. All the blood from the leg is moving towards the upper body. Option for a bind. Left hand to the ankle, then the right hand meets. Take your time with this. Nice full breath. Now halfway lift to stretch your chest forward. Bend your left knee, bend the right. Now tuck the right behind the left. Keep tucking until you're all the way seated. So come right down. This time your left foot is on top. Right hand to the base of your spine. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale to hook your right elbow to the outside of your knee. Sit up tall, take a breath in. Twist as you exhale. Let that move through your entire spine. Hips are evenly seated on your yoga mat. All right, unravel, bring your hands to the earth, transfer the weight into your 3 points. So the foot and your hands, lift the right leg up. Good, now step back into high plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to lift your hips, downward facing dog. All right, now step or hop your feet to the outside of your hands. Drop your hips down into active squat. Pause, hold, stay here. Take a breath in. Exhale, let the hips come a little bit closer to the floor. Malasana, yoga squat, yogi squat. Good. Now, quietly land your sit bones on your mat. Keep reaching forward. Knees lift, feet lift, boat pose. Pause. I'm doing it with the knees bent, of course. Keep lifting the chest. Now hands could come beside you and lay all the way back. Come onto your back. Take a rest here in Shavasana. Or not quite Shavasana yet. So tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Now, with your knees bent, bring the soles of your feet together. Let the knees drop open. Supta Baddha Konasana. And then the arms can come over your head. Breathe into your solar plexus. All right. You're more than welcome to stay here in supine bound angle pose. You can stay right here, or you can make your way into straight legs for final Shavasana, whatever works for you. And just let yourself be very still and soft. Surrender to your practice and allow your body to really absorb all the efforts. Now, take the time that you need this morning to rejuvenate. Send a silent thank you to your neighbor and thank yourself for devoting this time to your practice. Get from my heart to yours. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you.